Jason Cruz. I write for a website called MMA Payout out here in Seattle, Washington. Sorry about the time change issue there. I apologize. But first of all and foremost, tell me, where are you? Where am I finding you today?
So I'm in the fighter gym, the dorms. So this is where I'm staying. Yeah, I'll show you quick. See if I can change it. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, like in a dorm. So
Oh yes. Ooh, okay. Oh, nice. I guess that's nice for you. Oh, so are you in the UK right now?
yeah. I'm in Scotland.
Yeah,
Just
the glamorous life of a fighter, eh?
yeah, that's it.
Well, can you hear me okay?
Oh,
Oh, that's it. I got you.
yeah, yeah.
Tell me a little bit now. How you made it to the finals of the PFL championships, and that doesn't happen until November. What are you going to be doing between now and then?
So pretty much just training. I mean, ticking away. It's 12 weeks roughly. So still early days, but just I took a few weeks. Well, I took a week off after the last fight, then kind of eased back into training. I went to PFL Cardiff and London. Enjoyed the show, being on the other side just as a
Right.
spectator. I went with my wife, and yeah, just kind of ticked over in training just to make sure I'm still ticking over, and yeah, now I'm just training away. As the weeks go on, the intensity will go up, and yeah, pretty much just
So, it's-
preparing for the
so
last
what?
one.
Tell me where is home for you, Stevie?
It was so I live in a place called Fife
Mm-hmm.
in Scotland. It's close to Edinburgh.
Okay.
Um, I train in Bathgate. I'm in Bathgate at the moment.
Okay. So how far away is that?
So it's in between Edinburgh and Glasgow. From my home, it's around an hour drive.
Okay, but you're staying home. You're not with your family currently. You're staying in the dorms.
So yeah, I'm staying in the dorms tonight. Uh, I'm going back tomorrow. I
Okay.
go home on a Wednesday sometimes, but yeah, when as the weeks go in, I'll probably just do what I've done the last few fight camps. I stay here Monday to Friday, and I go home at the weekends.
Oh
So
wow. So
yeah,
how's
so it's good. I feel like it's a good balance. Like I'm getting Monday to Friday, concentrating, training away, and then I'm still getting to go home and see my family as well. So it's worked the last few fight camps, and I feel like we've got a good balance with it. So
I see. And then and your family? How does your family deal with you going being away for a week and then coming back? Is that something that they've been able to adjust to over the last couple fights?
yeah, um, I'm lucky. My wife's pretty understanding. She knows what it's for. Especially this one, she knows it's for the $1 million. So she's telling me to stay in the gym. She's like, just
Right.
stay in the gym now. Just but yeah, she's pretty understanding. I'm lucky in that sense where I'm the one chasing the career, and she's like the full time mum at home because I've got 4 kids. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah. So she pretty much watches them full time while I'm doing the work.
Now, how old are your kids?
My wee boy, he's 11.
Uh-huh.
I have a 9-year-old girl. She's 10 on Sunday.
Okay.
I have a 7-year-old girl, and I have a 2-year-old girl.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least you
Yeah,
get to have some sleep if you're staying in the dorms, right?
yeah. Well, that's it. Didn't tell her that though.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, no, no, I
yeah,
did that, but that's amazing that your wife is at home, taking care of the children while you train and get ready for this fight. So tell me a little bit about your experience in the PFL. Obviously, you have shown that you deserve to be in the final. You beat Anthony Pettis twice. How was it coming back? Because I know I understand you had thought about retiring, then you came back to the PFL. How was that transition going, but coming back to MMA fighting?
Yeah, so originally, when I retired, it was like an emotional decision. I never ever really wanted to retire. It was just like I was angry. I was angry with the UFC. I was angry with, just MMA in general. I felt like life was unfair. My knees were injured and I couldn't. I was more like frustrated. But then COVID was here, so that's why it took me so long to get back to fighting. Um, so yeah, I mean, but when I did, because I did take some time off, I was focusing more on jiu-jitsu. I did a couple of jiu-jitsu competitions. And yeah, when I got back to doing like, full-time MMA training, it was demoralizing. All the young guys in the gym were beating me up. Guys that usually I would, just do what I want with. My body was killing me for like weeks. I was in so much pain, just getting used to getting hit again and just the muscular fatigue as well. Yeah, it was very, very tough coming back.
How long was it before your body readjusted to getting back to the full MMA training as you did? I mean, you did the grappling and jujitsu, but obviously it's different being having to train in the in striking and all of that. But how long was it before your body fully adjusted back to the training?
To be honest, I think I'm still getting used to it now.
Yeah.
But nah, I think it took a good few months. I think,
Mm-hmm.
um, it did take a while because I remember it just being in so much pain all the time, and then especially the way the PFL tournament works, like it's really tough. Back to back fights after the Martinez fight. I mean, that was a long fight camp I did. That was because we weren't really sure exactly when the first fight was. This was so basically in the new year, January 3rd. I started training thinking maybe the fight was in March. Um, but then obviously it ended up like near the end of April. So
Mm-hmm.
it'd been a long fight camp. And then I was a little bit like kind of injured after that fight. I had a few niggles and stuff, and then to have to go straight back to fight camp, that was very tough. And then the two Pettis fights, fortunately, I ended up with no injuries at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, thankful for that.
Yeah, so tell me actually about the I train in jujitsu too, so I'm interested in, of course, the first fight, the modified twister. How did that come about? Was that something that you had worked on, or did it? It seemed as though it just was appeared to you after Pettis sort of moved in the way that you wanted him to.
No, so if people go and watch, I think it's on UFC Fight Pass. I competed on Polaris.
Oh, with Patty Pimlet. Was it Patty Pimlet? No, someone
The one, so I did submit him as well with the flying heel
heel
hook.
hook. Yeah, yeah.
But I competed after that. I think it was, I'm not sure what Polaris it was. I want to say Polaris 18 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm maybe completely off. I competed against Craig Ewers,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
I modified twisted him as well. This was this was maybe last year. I think it was maybe
Mm-hmm.
last September or something like that, like last August, around that time. But it was a slightly different finish, but it was the same. It was like from the body triangle. So the one I hit on Craig Ewers, he didn't turn up into my guard. I've
Mm-hmm.
just it almost looked like the traditional way of hitting the twister, but
Right.
from the body triangle. And then against Pettis, that's another way that you can hit it as well. So yeah, I knew exactly what I was doing, and we knew that that was a possible submission that I could hit.
Okay.
Having watched some of his footage, and seeing that he escapes the back that way. So it was
Interesting.
kind of it was pre-planned. Like I never knew I was going to hit it, but we
Mm-hmm.
had planned for it.
Interesting, because you got it out of the film study that of Pettis and how he gets out of the back. Very interesting. Wow, wow. So that was an amazing amazing well, at that time, upset. But at what point did you learn you had to fight Pettis again, and then how was the training as opposed to the first fight?
So I think before the fight, I actually got told that obviously I got told I needed 12 and a half minutes to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I beat him in 12 and a half minutes, it meant that I qualified for the tournament. So I knew that. And then I heard, I think if I finished him in the first round, it meant I would, I think I would rematch Martinez.
Okay.
And then if I finished him in the second round or the third, I think that's when it was an immediate rematch with him. So yeah, I pretty much knew, not instantly because I was that buzzing, that I'd won. I was over the moon. But yeah, then pretty much straight away they were like, it's an immediate rematch. I remember actually going into like the medical room. He was getting his ribs seen to, and I remember it just being like, I hope you're okay, and I'll see you again in 6 weeks, pretty much. Or 8 weeks. I thought it was 8 weeks, but it turned out that it was 6 weeks. So yeah, it was cool.
Awesome, awesome, and obviously you won a unanimous decision that 6 weeks later. How does it feel to beat the former UFC champ twice, just in this past summer?
Yeah, sometimes it's like, it's almost like a bit surreal sometimes. Sometimes I forget. Yeah, it's such a weird, experience because I was quite a fan of Pettis, almost a bit fanboy.
Yeah.
When I first seen him in the hotel, I almost wanted to fanboy him and go up and get a photo. Then it's like, wait, Stevie, come on, you're fighting him. You can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And like walking over to the venue, even the second fight, he's got his yeah, I'm sure he had his the New York
New York fans.
the New York vest he got on because we
Oh.
got a New York Yankees vest, and he
Mm-hmm.
was walking across with his shades and the New York Yankees vest, and I remember still being a bit fanboyed, and that was after I had already beat him. But yeah, obviously felt good to one twister him, but then also to go out and cement, another win. And I almost like how I beat him by decision because I feel like a lot of people out there these days they'll always just look for a negative thing to say, and obviously they'll maybe be like, "Oh, the twister was lucky, it was a fluke, it was an injury." Whereas with a decision, you can't really say it was a lucky punch or it was whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And so, Stevie, so tell me a little bit about what you know about your opponent in the final, Olivia Aubin Mercier.
Um, Sorry, what was that?
Oh,
Somebody,
tell me about
Gab.
no, that's okay. Your opponent in the final, Olivia Aubin Mercier.
Yeah. So I know Olivia. I've trained with him. We've done some stuff together. We've sparred together. And yeah, obviously I've seen him fight. I know he was part of the tournament. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's pretty well rounded. Solid guy. Um, and yeah, he seems a nice guy as well.
Yeah, yeah. So is there anything, it's with the familiarity, is there something that you hone in on as far as film study or tape study, or is it something more about focusing on yourself to make sure your body's right for this fight?
I mean, there will be certain things that he's good at. We're actually very similar. I feel. We're both fairly decent sized for the weight. We're both southpaws. We both have big left hands. Who have dropped our opponents. We both dropped Martinez with our left hand. We both like my favorite positions to be on the back. he seems to like the back, being on the back with the body triangle. And yeah, like quite similar, but yeah, just I feel like I will be better.
Yeah. So have they told you where it's going to be, where the event is going to be for the finals in November? I hadn't seen a actual location for the. I know it's in November, but I don't know the location. Will it be back in New York?
So we got told it was Vegas, but and
Oh,
then we got told it's not Vegas.
okay.
Yeah. So originally it was going to be Vegas, and then I heard the UFC booked the same venue the same night or something.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. I don't know if that's just rumors, but yeah, to be honest, I'm still waiting to hear. I'm hoping to hear this week,
Okay.
because yeah, I went and booked my wife a flight to
Sure.
Vegas. I've already booked it, thinking that's where it was.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get that changed.
Okay. I got you. I got you.
Uh,
Now, obviously, you're focused on November, but after the fight, and we assume you're going to win the $1 million. What are you? I assume you're planning a holiday vacation, but after that, will are you looking back to come back to the PFL, or was this a one a year contract, or I don't know how that works out.
yeah, I think I've signed a 1 year contract, but I mean, Ray Sefo said after I beat Pettis the first time, he pretty much came up to me and said that I've just earned my place in next year's tournament.
Okay,
Um,
excellent.
and yeah, that was after the second fight. Sorry, the first fight with Pettis, but
Sure.
my
Yeah.
second fight in the
Mhm.
PFL. So yeah, I mean, it looks like I'll be doing the tournament next year as well. Another chance to win another $1 million. So why not?
Why
And
not?
the PFL have been brilliant as well. Like I've been overwhelmed with the professionalism and just how they've looked after me. Like, they seen me right going down to Cardiff and London. They put me up in a hotel, flew me down. Just had an amazing experience so far with PFL. I got to meet, Peter, the CEO,
Mhm.
Don Davis, the founder, and yeah, I feel like it's the start of a good relationship.
Excellent. Well, Steve, we're happy that you've come out of retirement and fought in the PFL. And obviously you've earned your spot for next year, but there's still work to do this year for November at the
Yeah, that's it.
PFL 10 2022 championship. So we wish you great luck. Hopefully, do they have bring in food for you at the dorms, or do you make it yourself?
So I've got a meal prep,
Oh,
luckily
okay.
enough. I've got a meal prep, Cal's meal prep.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean the gym, it's not quite just living. Like as you've seen, there's some beds here downstairs. There's a kitchen. There's a Tesco nearby if I did need to buy food.
Okay.
Um,
How many guys
there's
stay there at the same time?
I think there's been around maybe around between 5 and 10,
Oh,
but
wow.
sometimes there's maybe just right now. I think there's maybe five of us staying.
Okay.
Um, one of the PFL fighters are actually coming up next week. I think is her name Dakota. She just
Oh,
fought on she just fought on UFC London.
yes. Oh, she's gonna
Uh,
come and train with you guys.
yeah. I think she's gonna come up. I've heard she's coming up for maybe 3 days, and
Okay.
she's going to be staying over as well. So
Oh, good.
yeah,
That,
it's
that
pretty
that
cool.
sounds like a very good gym to to train with others like other MMA professional fighters.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah. All right, Stevie. Well, thank you very much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Once again, good luck this fall in the PFL championships. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the interview.
Take it easy.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one. Bye bye.
See you later, buddy. Bye bye.